For today's press conference. This Saturday night, it's UFC Fight Night. Covington versus Woodley. Live and exclusive on ESPN+. A pivotal light heavyweight fight between ranked contenders is one of the marquee matchups on the main card. Introducing first, riding an 8-fight win streak, including a recent win over MMA legend Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. Here is Dana White's Contender Series alum, Ryan Superman Spann. And his opponent, a wild, dynamic finisher from Brazil. 17 career wins, 16 finishes. Welcome, the always dangerous Johnny Walker. Next, we move to the middleweight division. In the blue corner, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a submission ace with 23 tap-outs on his record. This is Gerald, GM3, Meerschaert. And now, the summer's hottest prospect who lives by the motto, anywhere, anytime, any place. Looking to shatter the UFC record for the quickest time to 3 octagon wins in just a blistering 66 days. Here is Khamzat Chimaev. And in the co-main event, don't blink, it's all action every time this man enters the octagon. Coming off one of the best fights of 2020 and owner of 13 finishes and 14 pro wins. Introducing Niko, the Hybrid Price. And he is a surefire UFC Hall of Famer, tied for the most fights in UFC history at 36. 23 wins in the UFC, the most in UFC history. 16 finishes, the most in UFC history. The most performance bonuses of all time. This is Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for taking the time to come out today. This weekend's going to be awesome. We've got nothing but great fights now. Closing out the end of this year. We get this fight on Saturday, then we leave Sunday morning for Fight Island, Abu Dhabi, and I'm looking very forward to the next 5 weeks. Who's got the first question? Of course. Yeah. So obviously the main event. I mean, the main event is awesome. Everybody's been waiting for this main event for a while. A lot of heat between these two. They do not like each other, so on and so forth. But I think that the main event has been overshadowing how good this card really is. So today I wanted to pull together a press conference with the undercard, and here we are. Some badass fights on this card. The main event is incredible, and obviously, you know, the whole main card is all great fights, important fights. Right.
It's put a big target on his back, right? I mean,
well, listen,
do you regret doing that at all?
When you're that guy that wants to fight that much, it's going to put a target on your back. And like I said earlier, I could understand how his opponent would feel like it's disrespectful, but there's no way you can't line up 2 fights without lining up 2 fights. They have to be lined up. I can't wait to see what happens on Saturday night to tell you know, his other opponent that we're going to fight. He had to know ahead of time. We had to schedule it. It's just the way that it has to be done. No disrespect to his opponent. Listen, everybody is dangerous at this level. Everybody is dangerous. Everybody can win. If you look at the fights that we've been having over the last few weeks, whether it's the Contender Series or the you know, the fights, there's 4-1 dogs that are winning. That shit just doesn't happen in this sport. There's no layups. There's no, oh, you know, this guy's going to go 50 and up. And that's not a lot knock at Mayweather, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it doesn't work in this sport. It doesn't work. Anything is possible. Right. So no disrespect whatsoever to his opponent.
Khamzat, how about you? I mean, Do you at all wish maybe this news hadn't got out that you have 2 fights lined up, because it seems like it's put a big target on your back?
I'm ready for everything. One day they do 6 fights. I can do 10 fights one day.
On Fight Island, you were kind of like the big star, the hero. Now I'm seeing you have haters. People say you're cocky, you lined up 2 fights, you don't deserve this hype. What do you think when you hear that? Do you welcome the haters, or do you wish they would give you more respect?
It doesn't matter for me. It's more money when people look at me.
And the other big one, of course, is the comparisons to Khabib. Those are coming out all the time. Do you respect that? I mean, obviously Khabib's a champion and a superstar. Do you like that, or do you wish people would stop with the comparisons to Khabib and let you do your own thing?
I'm happy, not happy. Sorry, I'm not happy. I'm Khamzat. My history is my history. His history is his history. I'm gonna do my history.
Right. Gerald, I want to ask you, because you've been asked non-stop about this, and it's all anybody wants to ask. So, and you said, hey, I get it. I understand why they're doing it, totally. But having to talk about it over and over and over, is it starting to get annoying and maybe like a little bit personal for you?
No, not at all. Especially when you just ask it right now again. No, but I'm saying, I take it as somewhat disrespectful, because I feel like Khamzat's looking past me a little bit. But again, I don't blame him. I don't blame Dana. If I was those 2 guys, they'd be doing the exact same thing. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm coming in. I'm the crafty vet. I'm a tough guy, and I'm going to show them that this time you bit off more than you can chew.
Nice. What do you think?
And you know what's true too, John, this thing, when you look at this, I'm actually looking at the paper that's up here, and Gerald has 94% finish rate. He has 100% finish rate. The reason we made this fight is because it's a good fight. This is a real fight. And if this kid does get by his next 2 opponents, you know what I mean? This Gerald isn't a layup, a stepping stone, let's just overlook this guy to get to Damian Maia. There's none of that. We put on, this is a real fight with a real guy. So, I get how people would think that, but it's not true. It's total bullshit.
Media bullshit.
Look, I'm expecting him to be tough. I'm expecting him to try and oppose his will and be very mentally strong. But in any of his fights that I've seen, he hasn't met real resistance. And I think that's going to be a big test. I don't care how many amateur fights you have.
You lose it. Well, like Shane the chef, you are same chef. How many times you lose your fight?
Oh, about 31 and 13.
You think you're black belt?
Yeah.
But
yeah, when you fight tough guys,
Jack Hermanson, I love he did not have a black belt. Why he took you out?
Sometimes you lose when you fight tough guys, man.
Who give you?
You'll find out.
I have blue belt. I'm gonna choke you out.
Go ahead and try it, buddy.
You have to give me your black belt to me.
All right. If you choke me out, I'll find a black belt, give it to you. How about that?
If I choke you out, you are finished with this sport.
Okay. If I double leg you, do I get like a wrestling trophy or something?
If you double with me, try it.
Okay, I will.
I don't know if it's new energy, but little kids are definitely give you a new kind of respect for life. But now this is for me. This doesn't have any. I lost 4, so I don't have anything else. It's not like, I gotta go win this one. This is just for fun, man. So that's scary for me because, man, for price, I'm an animal. I'm coming for fun. So that's what I'm doing there. Is having a lot of fun for once. I don't have any pressure, any must-wins. Hey man, this is fucking go and have a good time. So that to me, I'm the most dangerous cowboy he can face, And is it the kids? Is it the pressure? Nah, it's Saturday night. I just want to touch the gloves, have a good time, man. Just have fun, enjoy the sport that I love more than anything. Nothing else I'd rather do in life, So Saturday night I get to live it and do it. So I can't wait.
I know if you could change the results, you'd take wins all the time, right? I mean, you wouldn't have those 4 losses. But I wonder, you take comfort. Your whole career, you said, I want to be the guy that people want to watch fight. Whenever he's fighting, they want to watch fight. 4 losses in a row, you're in a co-main event. Everybody's talking about the fight. They can't wait to see this fight. I mean, you take being solid down and saying, yeah, I got these losses, but I'm in a fight that people want to see.
I mean, the losses I've taken are against Gaethje, champion, Tony Ferguson. I mean, the guys I fight are pretty good guys. You know, it's like,
I want to see his fight.
Man, my man, he probably wants to fight me too. So, you know, he wants to fight
You
everybody.
again, but I hope to smash you guys.
Yeah. So, again, this, you know, it's, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But,
Calvin, let me ask you just one last question. You know, I know you don't watch fights, you know, so you oftentimes you don't know. But yesterday on the media day, it was clear you knew who Niko was.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm interested. How did he catch your attention? What was about him, knowing that you don't really watch fights, that you know this is a guy that's going to be an amazing fight?
Well, he really caught my eye in Florida. We sat next to each other and talked about kids. You know, he's a good dad. So right away, I was like, "What's all the things, sir?" Yeah. So I started watching him. He's a guy that I noticed skill level. I don't. No offense. I mean, I feel like, but he finds a way to fucking win, no matter what.
I'm a dog.
Yeah. So no matter what you do, the guy, he's coming. I'm like, man, I fuck with this dude. Like, I like his mentality. So for me, this fight is awesome because no matter what I do, he's gonna be there.
Dude, the show's coming. We're both gonna do it. Come and get it, baby. Woo, don't blink. Let's go. I'm stoked. And then after that, the guy down at the end, I'll go with him too.
You know, I'm the wolf, man.
My bad. I can see it.
Wolf eat dogs, brother. You know that?
Wolf? I am a wolf.
Wolf. You say you're a
I'm
dog.
a hybrid. Hybrid going down.
Thanks, guys.
Who's got the next question?
What's up, Niko? Saying that, you know, it's one thing to be fighting a legend like Cowboy, but what is it like to have an endorsement from him? You know, to have him say that he likes your energy, he loves your fight style. What's it like to have that?
Yeah, that's the biggest blessing in the world. That just means I'm doing what I came here to do. I came here to get big fights, put big fights on, and show the crowd that, hey, you're going to want to watch me when I get in there. And when the cage shuts, don't blink, because some crazy stuff's going to happen. You know, I'm in there to make spectacular freaking finishes. And I'm not here, I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to put my neck on the line to get it. So when the opportunity comes, I'm going to take it, and I will succeed through it.
And for Cowboy as well, you know, you mentioned just then that this is a fight for you, this is a fun fight. At this stage of your career, I know yesterday on media day you said retirement's not even in your mind, but at this stage of your career, are you looking for those fights? Are you looking for the fights that are fun for you? Is that what you want most at this point?
Well, they're all fun for me. I'm like this crazy lunatic next to me. I want to fight everybody. You know?
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know, so the same thing. It's like they're all fun. They're all the time. But someone asked me, "Yeah, is this my last retirement fight?" Hell, when Dana tells me I can't walk down the day with a fucking walker, little tennis balls, that's when I'm done. You know, they don't let me do it anymore. So until then, I'm gonna keep fighting as often as I can.
For Khamzat as well, sort of an interesting dynamic here. You were saying that you don't understand why he's disrespected by you, but then you also say that he shouldn't be a black belt. What exactly about it? Why don't you think he should be a black belt? And are you surprised that you guys have had this sort of rocky back and forth so far?
And it's somebody like how like that we talk you out, how you gonna be one like that? How it's possible? For me, it's not possible because I did hard work for get the blue belt 3 years. Yeah. How he get that? I imagine. I think like how many years I have to get this black belt.
And then, obviously, this is twice now that you've had 2 fights booked back to back. A lot of people are wondering if you could maybe climb the middleweight division and the welterweight division at the same time. Is that something you want to do, or is it just coincidence you've had 2 divisions at once both times?
It doesn't matter. I said yesterday, if my coach said him go with the Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna go with him. Doesn't matter which way. Outside, they have to happen something. You're gonna say, I come away in you. No, you're gonna go with this guy.
And last one for me, for Gerald. I know yesterday you spoke about this getting on the media day, but I wanted to just clarify. You said there was a bit of a run-in with Khamzat at the host hotel earlier this week. Can you just explain what happened?
Yeah, I couldn't really understand because we're all wearing masks. And he said something about I like talking. I just said, yeah, wasn't really paying attention when he walked away. Said, apparently one of my buddies heard him say something about he was going to smash my face, but again, trying to talk trash to somebody while you're wearing masks and walking in a different direction.
Because I said that, I'm gonna smash your face. How are you gonna stop that?
Sure, you think
How are you gonna stop that, yo?
I'll probably beat you up. That's what's gonna happen.
You
And
look
another
at
thing-
you look at my last fight. No punches. Like how many fights are he face? His face.
Dude, I can
You had a little bit bigger, but
I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Speak clearly or something. All right. First of all, the whole black belt stuff. A black belt doesn't really matter. It matters what you do. And I'm
But you
talking
talk
most
about this,
submission-
you BJJ, like you like special BJJ guy.
Yeah, because
Don't
I'm
talk
talking about
about
most
it. Like,
submissions.
somebody
don't
show you how that you have to be go train harder. Not talk about like I'm jiu-jitsu, I'm better than him. What the fuck, man?
I had tied for the most submissions in the weight division. That's what that is. So yeah, I think I deserve a black belt.
We will see who you are.
Hey Cowboy, I'm just wondering how irritated you are that you've been here for years. UFC never double booked you, and now they're double booking this guy right off the bat.
No, I'm not irritated. I like this son bitch. You got a good attitude, man. He wants to fight everybody. It's crazy. I like I'll smash him, I'll smash him, I'll smash him. I mean, fuck, with that mindset, you better be out there smashing everybody. So, I like it, but no, I don't. My fights, I don't just smash people, so I get beat up sometimes. So I've tried. Like, man, we gotta see how your fight goes, you know. So who knows? I'm not upset. You got it going, so.
But I see you're at in like a merchandise store to the BMF ranch.
Yeah. I'm building a butcher shop and a store. Sell some shit.
Is that becoming like a tourist destination? You haven't like
No, it's just just doing it just to do it, just so you go in there and come over, get your shirt, you know what I mean?
What are some of the more, you got any other projects that are on the horizon for the BMF ranch?
Other than my racetrack I'm building, no, not really.
How much money do you think you've
All of
You've
it.
invested
All of
over the years.
it. That's why I'm here fighting again, because I need more.
Well, you've articulated why this fight is for you, and I think that's a cool way to go into a fight. I did want to ask that, this is the first time that I think that you've been back in the Apex, back in Las Vegas. Sour taste at all in your mouth from January, or have you completely made peace with that, or are you good, being around here, or have some of those memories from January?
So, from the actual military? No, you leave that was even the other team over.
Yeah. Some of the media stuff and everything.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't even think about that, no. That's the thing with the sport, you win, you lose, man, you just go out there and that fight sucked, totally sucked. 40 seconds, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, if anyone's upset, it's me, but what are you gonna do?
Ryan, what does this weekend you think mean for you? I mean, obviously you're undefeated in the UFC, you fought some big names, but maybe some guys who weren't completely in the peak of their career. How do you think Johnny compares to the competition level you fought, and what do you think it'll prove if you beat him this weekend?
Well, it proves that I'm where I'm supposed to be, not just a number because there's not many people here. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Any predictions on how the fight will go? Because the guy has to switch camps a little bit, so does that make it difficult to sort of prepare what you're going to see in the octagon?
No, it's easy. I win.
That's it, just win.
I win. Maybe a prediction right there.
All right, easy enough. And Dana, obviously great card here, but you did break some major news this morning. Just wanted to ask you to expand on it a little bit. Now that Michael Chandler is officially in the UFC, what are you excited about with him coming over?
Yeah, no, he seems like a good kid. I like him, and he's excited to be here. We're excited to have him.
Pretty big opportunity for him right after that for him to go over there and back up that main event.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time, so he wanted it. I'm making fights. We're rolling. We're going. I leave Sunday. We got all this shit going on here. I leave Sunday. Guys that want to fight, and guys that don't. It's all good. Listen, you don't see me chasing down any pound for pound guys, any big superstars or anybody. I'm just looking for guys who want to fight. You want to fight? We got fights for you.
Is there any chance between now and then that Michael could get an opponent, or is he?
No, he's in for that. If anybody falls out of that fight, he'll fly out there early. He'll acclimate. He'll cut weight. He's in training camp. He will make weight. He'll go no matter what happens. No matter how it could be midnight the night before and everything could be good. He's getting on the scale the next day because just too much crazy shit has happened, especially this year. I'm not risking anything this year, so he'll be there and go through the whole process.
For sure. Does that mean
that he's automatically getting the winner, or is this just a backup plan and then we'll figure out what happens?
Backup.
Question for Johnny. You moved camps recently to SBG Ireland. When you decided to make the move, what did you want to improve on the most in your game?
What's up, guys? How are you? I move around to learn, to improve myself. I'm trying to find the best place to stay. So I think I found a good place. I was a really good place. I trained with really good coach before in Montreal with Phil Zahav, is an amazing coach, And now in Ireland with John Covington, so amazing coach as well. And I really prepared for this fight. I improved everything that I had. So you're going to see a new version of Gerald.
You're a high energy guy. There's no crowds here. Are we going to see the same high octane guy that stumbles into the pre-fight stuff when you're doing the face-offs? Are you going to still have that same energy?
Same energy. I'm the same guy. So I know everybody's going to watch, so I'm going to fight for them.
Question for Ryan. 8-fight winning streak. You don't have a lot of hype behind your name, but someone like Johnny, your opponent, he's had a lot of hype behind his name when he was coming up. Do you feel a little disrespected at all coming into this fight?
No, not at all. There's no pressure on me. People are looking more at him than what I'm going to do, and I'll just sneak through the back door and take what's mine.
You fought twice on the Contender Series, and you've also fought in Jacksonville with the no crowds. Do you see this as an advantage for you that you've been in this environment multiple times in your fighting career?
And I'm an introvert, so I like this. Like no matter what time or whenever, I'm fine with not a lot of people. So, and when it comes down to fighting, man, it doesn't matter who's there or who's coming, who's showing up on my team and all that. I don't care. When we're locked in there, it's me, him, and the guy with the pants on. So I don't care.
Question for Gerald. Your opponent, Khamzat, he's never had to fight in round 3 in both the amateur and pro ranks. It's part of the game plan, trying to test him into the later rounds in the deep waters and see how far his gas tank can take him.
Hopefully I can finish him before that.
With the double leg and then ground and pound?
Hey, I have outside 1 hour, 2 hour fights. It doesn't matter, but it's three rounds is nothing for me.
And when you got booked with him, what was the first thought? Did you know much about G3 going into the fight when you got booked his name, told his name from the boss?
What was the question?
Did you know him going into this fight? Did you know who he was before you were fighting?
No, I don't know him. I look at the last fight only because they get the knockdown and this guy's finishing. He lost his last fight. I want to beat somebody better than him, but now I'm going to smash him. Then we take next.
And now you're here fighting in the fight capital of the world, but there's no crowds. I'm sure when you were dreaming about this for a long time in your life, you expected the bright lights in the city. Do you think about that at all, going into these next 2 fights that you have booked here in Las Vegas?
I look at all fights in Las Vegas. Not because Muhammad Ali was fighting, it's more Mike Tyson was fighting. I want to fight this every day. All division I'm going to finish here in Las Vegas.
And Niko, anything less than a fight of the night going to be a disappointment for you?
No, I'm just going to go there and have fun, man, and do Niko Price. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to get in there with the true legend. I'm guaranteed a bonus. It's going to be good. I'm not backing down, he ain't backing down.
Just got one quick follow-up for Cowboy. They said you like Khamzat's attitude. He wants to fight everybody. I was told that you wanted to fight Kevin Holland yesterday, and you were in the middle of that somewhere. What happened there?
Oh, they just had a little disagreement in the hallway. I think I don't know, nothing, but just told him we're fighting on Saturday, man. Don't be crazy. Don't.
I was thinking he was working in the hotel, like clean the room. I said, go clean my room. He said, no. I said, and I did everything.
I mean, Kevin Holland's on your list now as well?
Who's this guy? I don't know. I never seen him before.
One more.
Yep.
I think people are really looking forward to Tyron and Colby being in the same room at a press conference. Why are they doing media separately today?
People are excited to see him in the same room.
I think they expected like when Stipe and DC were here.
Yeah. They're not going to see it. They'll see him in the same room on Saturday.
So no specific reason why they're not doing a press
No,
conference?
so what we did was, I said that I wanted to highlight the undercard. I felt like we hadn't really done that this week, and so we did this press conference, and then that was the way the PR put it together. Listen, that fight's big. Everybody wants to see those two fight on Saturday, and I think we can all guess what's going to be said and what's going to go back and forth and all of that. I just want to see the fight. Any other questions? That's it? Go ahead.
Johnny, esse seu período que você treinou na Irlanda, você já é suficiente para você dizer que tipo de ajuste o John, a equipe como um todo vai fazer no seu jogo e quão importante foi para você essa troca?
Então, a gente treinou especificamente para esse próximo oponente, né? Mas ajuste só pode ser ajustado depois de um próprio longo termo, né? Então, um campo não é o suficiente para ajustar algum jogo ou melhorar alguma arte marcial do campo. Então, eu preciso voltar, é o que eu tenho dito, né? Se voltar para a Irlanda e treinar, continuar treinando o ano inteiro, entendeu? Na mesma academia, no mesmo time, se o Covid deixar de fazer plano.
Eu te perguntar justamente sobre isso. Você já treinou na Rússia, Tailândia, Brasil, Irlanda, Canadá. Você sentia falta de ter uma base, sentar no mesmo lugar e poder treinar muito mais tempo com a mesma equipe?
Então, esse que é o grande dilema. Eu gostaria de parar de lugar, porque se eu for ficar pulando de campo em campo, se não é tempo suficiente para um coach mudar o meu jogo ou eu melhorar de verdade, né? Porque eu acabo de conhecer o coach, passa 2 meses e eu vou embora. Então, quando o coach começa a me conhecer para tentar melhorar o meu jogo, não tem tempo, eu já tenho um problema. Então, melhor eu estou querendo parar de lugar, fazer mais, ser um treino mais consistente.
Minha última pergunta, o Chimaev vai ser seu corner para essa luta?
Sim, vai ser meu corner.
Como é que foi quando você chegar a ser só amigo, vocês são amigos?
Na verdade, eu não tenho inimigo, né? A gente lutamos profissional, depois eu dei um maior apoio para a esposa dele, que estava com câncer na época, né? Um apoio bastante dois e se virou amigo depois disso.
Ain't nobody gonna tell us what they said?
We weren't ready for that. You want to translate? Give us the cliff notes. Give us the cliff notes on that 15-minute conversation.
Yeah, with the bouncing ball or something. Yeah, he asked about why he changed so much in training and what he thinks if he improved enough on this last camp. Then I said, yes, I trained amazing teams or amazing coaches before, but I want to stop it somewhere to be consistently, train whole year in one team. Because if you keep jumping around, the coach is going to start to know me, but the next month I'm going to go to another team. So when he know me, I have to keep there to keep improving myself. So I want to stop somewhere and be more consistent. Then I'm going to improve myself, then I'm going to get there.
Thank you. We good, guys? I'm going to square these guys off for photo ops for you guys. Thanks for coming today. We appreciate it.
Rock and roll.
guys ready? This is the first two. Thank you, guys.
September 19th, the UFC returns with a bad blood matchup here's in the
I looked at it, yeah, let's check it out. You think we're going to do anything? Or?
I know where I don't like look at long term, that'd be awesome. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Ah, got it.
That's not funny.
That's all right. What's that? That wasn't in my contract, so I think hey. No. Chris, yeah, you know me.
Which mic, Trace?
Zach has the mic.
Wireless? Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Are you guys out here already for Tyron? Everybody out here good? Okay.
When I switched to when you hit that, it works.
Oh, you're online? I'm on mic. And
I was online. You just talked to John.
I get a lot of talks. I get tons of feedback.
Exactly. No, but it works. Yeah, I did too, yeah, for sure.
You're not feeling anything. If anything's going out right now, you're going to see me in the picture. That's nice. Yeah, absolutely.
So I appreciate your time today. Originally, we all thought you and Colby were going to be up there together. This is going to be a joint press conference. We find out it's not. Let me ask you: Are you disappointed that you don't get the chance to face him down, to deal with him, or are you kind of happy you don't have to put up with the stuff today?
I'm just excited that Black Lives Matter.
Are you surprised that in the lead up to this fight that he hasn't been more vocal? I mean, this is Colby Covington. He's almost been respectful of you. Is that shocking to you at all? He hasn't gone into more like he normally does.
I'm just really excited that Black Lives Matter.
Fair enough, and we know that it looks like Usman and Burns is later, this year. A win here would be big for you. Would you keep yourself ready to be a fill-in opponent on a title fight, or are you at a point in your career where you wouldn't do that?
I feel like, the victory here just really shows how much Black Lives Matter.
Fair enough, and my last question for you then, obviously the Black Lives Matter shirt on, clearly you want to keep it in that direction today. Would you like to use this platform to deliver any messages to everyone out there?
Just that Black Lives Matter.
Hey, Tyron. Is obviously the political movement of Black Lives Matter has taken a lot of momentum over the past few months, even of the year. Do you think this fight amplifies to you the need to express your support for that cause?
No, I just think that Black Lives Matter.
Could you tell us when Colby first started talking about you years ago when you were training together, were you surprised based on your interactions in the gym that he decided to start campaigning against you in the way that he did?
No, I wasn't surprised, especially since Black Lives Matter.
Thank you, Tyron.
Before your last few fights, especially in the Darren Till, the Maya, and the Wonderboy Thompson fights, you've kind of built your camp around a specific fighter. Now Colby Covington and his coach have come out saying that they realize he's not even a southpaw anymore. Which is hinting that he might fight orthodox. I'm wondering if you heard that, and does that change anything about your game plan?
I just hope they realize Black Lives Matter. Tyron.
Would you shake Colby Covington's hand if he realized that Black Lives Matter?
I like your style, and I definitely realize that Black Lives Matter.
Tyron, is there anything specifically from a social standpoint that you would like to? I mean, obviously you can say Black Lives Matter thing. Is there anything in particular within that subject that you would also like to shine some light on?
Just the fact that Black Lives Matter. I think it's pretty simple.
Anything else? Okay,
Thank you.
Colby, I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you the inspiration for the suit today. That's pretty powerful gear you got on there.
Yeah, you know, my great suit maker, Luigi Girardi out of Miami, made me this green suit for money because, you know, that's all I'm bringing in for this company these days myself.
Like it. Listen, I think you've been kind of surprisingly respectful towards Tyron. I mean, obviously a little trash talk, but not the levels we're used to. I'm curious, is this part of Colby Covington 2.0? Is there something about this matchup that you hadn't kind of gone in on him as much as you have with people in the past?
You know, I wouldn't say it like that. I just would say that I got better things to do. You know, I was planning speeches to hang out with the president and attend his rally, and I'm doing bigger things these days. So, you know, I'm not really worried about anything Tyron does. The only thing that I'm going to be worried about is if he tries to rap in that octagon.
This is your first fight as Colby Covington Incorporated, the new team. Talking about the preparation, I mean, I imagine, you know, individualized attention, but also a lot of challenges, right? I mean, you left an accomplished team, accomplished structure, all those things. So, have there been any challenges in this new setup that you have, or have you found it pleasant?
I found it very pleasant. It's been, you know, very just free. You know, I don't have people that go to a manager and complain to him, you know, and be like, oh, you need to keep this guy out. He said some mean things. This professional cage fighter who gets locked in a cage in his underwear to take people's brain cells. Oh, but he says mean things, kick him out of the gym. If you got complaints, direct them to the head of the complaint department, me at Colby Covington Incorporated.
Nice. A win here would certainly be big for you. There'd be clearly two fights on the table that everybody would want to see, right? The rematch with Khamzat, I think everybody would be in for that, or the grudge match with Masvidal. So, if you were able to pick one or the other, if Dave came to you and said, Colby, we like your style, we like what you're doing, you make a call. Which fight do you take first?
You know, that's a tough one to ask because both those guys are going to get it. It doesn't matter in which order it goes. It could be Marty Fake Newsman first or Stu Judas Masvidal, but they will both get it unless they're both cowards and tuck their heads between their tails and run off. But, you know, those are the only two fights I'm looking for after I end Tyron Woodley's career on Saturday night on ESPN.
Hey, Colby. I think most people thought that it was going to be you and Tyron up on stage together. When did you find out that wasn't going to be the case?
Oh yeah, I thought the same thing. You know, I thought I'd be able to get in his head, play some mind games, see him face to face, look that coward in the eyes after we did the press conference. But I just found out yesterday. They called me and they said, "Hey, you're going to be just a single, and there'll be all the nerds from the media that should be at the Comic-Con and Dungeons and Dragons thing." But yeah, I found that out yesterday.
Dana said it was because they wanted to highlight the undercard. Do you think that's the truth, or do you think maybe Tyron asked not to engage with you in person?
Yeah, I would think that Tyron has to not engage with me in person. You know, he's doing his little thing. He's trying to copy what I do. You know, he's wearing some hat that says whatever it said, make racists fade again. You know, but the only person that's catching a fade is Tyron Woodley on Saturday night. He's the only one that's racist, and the only race there is in this fight is the race to get him out of the UFC.
When you used to train with him, even before you started being such a Trump supporter, you were targeting him years ago, saying that you could train with him, you could beat him. What did you see in training that made you so confident that you could beat him in a fight?
I just saw that Tyron Woodley was a tin man, and he had no heart. And so I knew right away that, you know, if we ever crossed paths, it was going to be an easy night's work for me. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday night. It's going to be, you know, easy money. And I'm going to expose him and take him to the deep end of the pool, and he's going to drown.
I saw a quote from your coach earlier this week saying that you've just found out that you're on a southpaw. Is that true?
No, it's definitely not true. You know, I didn't just find out on the southpaw. You know, I've been fighting southpaw my whole career, and you know, boxing southpaw for 15 plus years. So, you know, I just choose to put my right leg in the front because that's the way I wrestled, and I feel comfortable with my footwork. And I've developed a strong left hand, and I have power in both my hands. So, you know, just like Uncle JLP says, you know, why wouldn't you put your strong hand in the front? Because boxing says that the most effective thing is your jab. So, you know, I feel very comfortable from southpaw, but I can fight from both positions now. So we'll have to see. I'm chaos. I'm unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen Saturday night.
I know Tyron has sort of minimalized the impact and the stuff behind it, but what did you think when you saw Jorge Masvidal going to train with him?
I thought that was a great game plan for Tyron Woodley to bring a guy who I used to beat up every day, and so he could learn how to lose to me, you know. The only thing they were game planning was how they're going to pay their alimony payments.
Thanks so much.
Colby right here on the side. Just saw you taking another photo with President Trump with fellow UFC fighters. I'm just wondering what that experience was like so close to your fight.
Man, that was amazing getting to see President Trump again. You know, I've seen him multiple times now, and you know, I know 1% of the people ever get to see him ever in their lifetime, and the fact that I've got to see him multiple times is inspiring, humbling, and it was an honor. And you know, I feel like I got some dragon energy from him. It doesn't matter if they put the Hulk in the cage or Superman this weekend, no one's going to beat me.
And in that group photo that was posted, on the other side of you was Ali Abdelaziz, who you've had a couple run-ins to in the past. Was anything said between you two while you were there?
He knows better than to say something to me. He knows what happened last time he tried to swing on me in the Palms Buffet line. But, you know, I'm a professional. I'm in front of the President of the United States, the President of the UFC, Dana White. You know, I conduct my business like a real American. You know, I'm a hard, blue-collar American. You know, I'm not a criminal like Ali Abdelaziz, that FBI informant.
Colby, Media Nerd 101 right here. Now, I want to ask you this. Where does this fight rank with all the hype behind it? I know you just fought for the title. Where does this fight rank in your legacy?
You know, it ranks up there high. It's a great fight. You know, it's real animosity. It's two guys that want to take each other's heads off. And, you know, you got red versus blue. You got me, capitalism, versus him, communism. You got me, MAGA, versus him, maggot. So, you know, this is a heated rivalry, long time in the making. And it's better late than never. So it's up there, but it's not the highest or the best challenge that I've had.
With the pressure of the president watching and meeting him again a few days ago, is this make or break for the Colby Covington career?
No, not at all, man. Having the Don's support, you know, is a blessing. And, you know, I just feel thankful to be here. You know, I wasn't supposed to be here, man. I'm a kid who grew up in a small town in Oregon and was never supposed to get out. So the fact that I'm hanging out with the president, fighting for multi-six-figure paychecks and seven-figure paychecks is an honor. And, you know, you're going to see the best me this weekend and how hungry I am. You know, before I was playing with you guys thought I was serious before. You're going to see how serious I am this Saturday night. You were the only one wearing an orange suit. Did you like the orange suit? You didn't get the memo for the dark navy blue like everybody else. Everybody knows, you know, I don't follow suit with anybody. I'm a leader, I'm not a follower, so I do what I want. He loved the suit, you know, he was giving me compliments about it, you know, and, you know, multiple shout-outs during his rallies, so, you know, he loved it. I know he did. And lastly, when they call you pillow hands, I think Gilbert Burns tweeted that. What's your response? Who? Gilbert Burns, I think he tweeted something about pillow hands. Who's that? It's a top contender in the welterweight division. Never heard of him.
He's fighting Usman for the title.
Never heard of him. They brought some guy off the street to fight Usman for the title? Man, that's bizarre.
You know when you first got the question,
That's a wrap, right?
Guys, you're good to work in here until 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. Sir.
Yeah, they're all over.
So when do you think that is? Because I was just going to leave and go home. So
Oh no, you have time.
Okay.
You have time. Because we have other stuff to do too. So if you were on your way home, I can ask her to like after the.
Yeah, I'm going to leave, and of course, you know, I have Izzy at 4:30, and then Michael Chandler's going to call me at some point in the middle too. So
Okay.
you know, we'll figure it out.
We'll do what we can do.
And I'll text you on that when we're done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, oh wait, hang on.
You guys need to eat your weed.
Very impressed with you.
Oh, you did. Good. It sounds like
Because I can hear Oscar crystal, but then I was just like, that's a
I did almost all the job there was the food.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come out and
I know.
Mm-hmm.